Hey there, hi. Um, I almost didn't scope today, but I promised my good friend at the Danielle Tate that I would do letter slide, Simply Fun's game letter slide tonight, or today, and here I am. So, my name is Virginia. I am the author, blogger, and entrepreneur over at virginiageorge.com. Hello, welcome. And tonight I'm going to show you a game called Simply Fun's game called Letter Slide. So this is the game. It says it is for ages 7 and up. My kindergartner, though, played this game pretty well, surprisingly well, actually, on his own. So it's something to consider. It just depends on, I guess, where your kids are at with reading and spelling and stuff. So, okay, so letter slide. Let's unpack this guy here. I'm going to move you. Hopefully, I'm kind of doing this differently tonight. So I'm going to hope that it works. Okay. All right. So letter slide. Here's our game. We open her up. All the boxes on Simply Fun games are super sturdy. So that's really, really handy. So we have the directions. There's always a really thorough set of directions. And then letter slide comes with 4 game boards. I gotta see if I can get you where you can see this. I'm trying to do this without turning it around tonight to see if my video is better at the end. So they're basically like life rings with letters in them. Okay, and I'll explain that to you why. We have our little pouch with our letters. We have the cards for the game, which are what we're going to use to play. And then we have a timer, also a critical component of the game. So I am going to turn you over here, and this is our lagoon. I'm going to actually have to do this in a different way so that you can see better. Okay. I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to get a much better, here we go, much better look at this. So, okay, here is our letter lagoon. So I have my board here. You can see it's got life rings with different letters in them, and it'll slide all the way up. And there are 4 different ones. Each one's a different color and has a different little character up here. Not that that's all that critical, but okay. The most annoying thing about setting this game up is that you're supposed to have none of these letters overlapping, and you'll see why in a second. But since I'm just demonstrating and not actually playing, I kind of quit with it. And these ones are flat, but the rest of them aren't. But you do want them to be flat. And this is going to be in the middle of the table. You're going to take your timer and place it in the middle of the lagoon. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our cards. We're going to flip the card over, and now we have NS is our word. Okay? So now the goal of the game is everybody sees that we have NS, okay? The whole team, or the whole group. And so then we are going to start our timer. And now you're going to come up with as many words as you can. So I'm going to start with, before it times out, so I'm going to start with I and F. Whoops. Fins. And we're going to go with winds. And let's see. Dons. Like, my husband is a firefighter, so he dons his turnout gear. Oop, I've got a hand in front of the camera. That's not very good. Okay. Hens. H-E. So everybody, through all the timer is going, everybody is coming up with as many letters or as many words as they can that fit with the letters. So some of them are, some of them are R-A, so then you'd be like R-A-N-K, so you'd find rank or rain, so you'd get an I-N. So you're always finding the two letters that will finish that to make a word. So now time is up. Okay, and we look through to make sure that my words are legitimate because, well, when you play with my husband, sometimes your words are not quite right. So now what you do is you're going to say, so I have an H and an E. So I'm going to pick one of these letters. Let's say H, and I'm going to place it on my slide, and then the E goes back. All of the vowels are red, which can just be helpful when you're looking for vowels, and they are the same on both sides, so it doesn't really matter when you're, trying to flatten these all out. It doesn't matter. They don't have to all be turned a certain way. Okay, so now I have D and O, and let's go with the D. And wins. W's are always hard to find, so I might choose this. So you'll see that there's some repeats here. And now this one has a vowel, and that one has a vowel. This one doesn't, so I think I'm going to go with that W and put the I back. And then we can put an I. Let's go do the same thing here. We have an FGH that doesn't have a vowel. We'll put the F there and put the I back. So now the game continues in this same manner until somebody has filled up their whole slide. And then once the whole slide is full, I'm going to grab this out here for you. Once the whole slide is full, then that person wins. So it's a really great game for learning how to spell, small four-letter words. Just being creative and coming up, it's good for rhyming, fins and wins, tins, sins, all sorts of things like that. So, but then also, for finding the last two letters too is just, so it's a really good exercise in coming up with words and being creative, and then being quick, and then also strategy for choosing where you're going to place your tiles on the slide. It's easy to fill up all the vowels and then end up with a whole bunch of consonants that are difficult. So you have to be a little bit strategic. So we played it with. My husband was on the team with a 3-year-old. My 10-year-old helped out the 6-year-old. And then my 8-year-old and I each played separately. So we had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. I won. If you don't count the cheating toddler who just, put random things on there. But he had fun. So it was a great family game night game. It's a really good way to practice spelling, letter recognition, all sorts of things. So that is Letter Slide. You can get a hold of your copy. I'll turn this around again. Oh, I switched my phone around so that the camera's on the other side. So I keep putting my hand in front of it. Okay, this is where you can get a hold of SimplyFun games. You can find all of their games here at simplyfun.com/vgeorge, and you can look them up. There's a nice little tool where you can choose, you can put in some criteria and try and find a game that fits your needs. You can also find me, catch me blogging here at virginiageorge.com. My handle on Instagram and Twitter is @virgeorge. Shoot me a tweet. Let me know, let me know what you think of the game, what questions you might have. So that's Letter Slide. So have a great night.